Okay, can you hear Juan, everyone? Yeah, right? Um, I don't want to see your face. I want to see.
I can cancel my screen just a minute. And stop video. So now you are only seeing my screen.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
Okay, so this was an spec that I shoot for the Head and Shoulder agency. We shoot different high dressings with the client. And so we select with Natalia this shooting that you are seeing right now, and we pass to different pictures. And we choose to work on this picture, but as you can see, there is a problem here with the hair. Just give me a second. I want to, okay, we put this here, annotation. Okay, so we have this end of the hair is not quite nice, so we already choose other picture where we can take this hair to make it more, I would say, more beautiful, more curvy picture client alike. So this is my more or less developing setting in Part1 to, of course, she will probably do something less contrast, better to work with Comercial. I like to send the picture the way I like to see the final picture, but of course I'm not sending a tip, so I'm sending the raw to Natalia so she can also then
Retouch the tones.
Yeah, okay, you're there. So we select, I think was this one, and where's the other one? Do you remember the number, Natalia?
Yep, see, 1118, that's the one you sent me.
1118. Okay, here. So I will put full screen here. The idea is to take this, take it there.
Yeah, do you have another one that the curl in the front is not so pronounced?
You can try to find it.
Yeah.
Give me a second, I need to close this annotation, and I will select the one we like as a control variant. So now we can...
Yeah, show me, keep going. See, go back.
You like this one?
The previous one, let me see. The
Sorry?
previous one.
This
Up,
one, you like it?
up. Yeah, mark that one with 5 stars.
So
Wait,
this is
no.
the same one.
Yeah, no.
It's not.
Wait,
Okay.
this
No.
one, mark it with 5 stars.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Okay, wait, this one, mark it with 5 stars.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Going. Oh, wait. Any of those two? Mark it.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one too. Oh, wait. That one, yeah.
This one.
Yeah, because it has the shadow.
Okay. Okay.
And I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay. So
Send me the ones that we marked in 5 just in case I need them. And while you do that, I will show the people watching what I would do to the converted raw file that you sent, because I know you like contrast a lot. So what I would do, taking into account that I know what you like. When you know the client, it's easier to work with them. Okay,
I
so
will upload this one to the cloud and close this communication and start to see
okay,
again.
do you have any
Bye-bye.
more notes for me? Like a specific color of background, or do you want me to mask it out of the background so we can add like a very tacky commercial, you know, background with colors and stars and rainbows?
Yes, that would be great.
Mm.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Talk to you later if I need you. Thank you.
Okay, bye bye.
Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry about the sound of Juan. Can everybody hear me all right? I'm gonna change to the mic now because, well, the sound is better. Give me 1 second. We couldn't make it work so you could hear him with his own audio. So this is the conversion that Juan made, and this is the raw file. As you can see, when he made the conversion, he thinks like a photographer and not like a retoucher. So I'm gonna copy his adjustments, but I'm gonna remove the adjustments that actually hurt the image. Probably, okay, this is adding light, okay, here, blacks, because we can do this after and keep it away from the hair. Also the sharpening, we need to take it out. Okay, and let's see, like, all in all, yeah, so we have more details in the blacks. We can do the darkening of the background later. Sorry about the frame. And also with dodging and burning, we can create the same contrast he wanted in the hair. Let me look at the skin. Still sharpening 0. There's no clarity. It's still a bit dirty. Oh, no, I was watching this one. Okay, yeah, this works. Maybe I want to add a bit more light, but I'm afraid for the skin. You know, when people ask me, how do I get that amount of detail in an image? Okay, this was shot with a phase 1. So that's how you get this detail. You shoot with a phase 1 and a good lens. Let's see, maybe. Okay, maybe put down a bit the exposure and up with the brightness. Yeah, I like that skin better. I like having a lot of information in the skin to work with. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to this is one, so new variant, and I'm gonna copy the adjustments of mine to this one because I need it to be the same, since I'm going to use the bottom of the hair and put it on mine, because we don't like that this hair is going in and not, you know, in the body. So we're gonna change that. Yeah, it works. Okay, so I'm gonna check if the files are uploaded. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, 0 bytes, so it's not uploaded yet. Okay. These files, I already have them. So I'm going to erase them from here. Okay, so I think my keyboard is not working. And the internet is a bit slow. Shit. Ah, good thing this is still here. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a bit more about this this test. So this is called a spec work. A little bit of dictionary of the industry. Spec work is a test that you do for a specific client. In this case, it was for an agency and the client was Head and Shoulders. Around the same time, I did another test for another photographer, and that one was for Pantene. The thing is, the brands usually fish for new photographers, so they communicate this to the agency, and oh no, I'm not, Guido is asking if I'm going to ask Juan about my new conversion, but I'm not. I will just do it healthy, like a healthy conversion, you know, that it has no noise and I have enough detail in shadows. And then when I do the retouching in Photoshop, I'm gonna give back the shadows that he added, but in a non-destructive way, you know, because if I take this to Photoshop, then here, for example, in the top, I have no detail, so I can't recover that in Photoshop. But here I have the detail, so I can take this one into Photoshop and then add the blacks as he wanted, but once the image is retouched. So that way, in the final image, you still have the deep shadows, but the gradient between midtones and shadows is healthy, you know, is a continuous gradient instead of going from light to nothing, like here. See, this doesn't print well, it prints like a hole. So you need the continuity, you know, the midtone between the highlight and the shadow. So I'm gonna ask him how long for those files, and I'm going to start cleaning up the base until I have them. Okay, so I can already take these two to Photoshop. I'm reading the chat in my phone, guys, so don't leave me hanging. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna leave this for now. And I'm going to start cleaning up the base. So the background is going to be removed. I usually have a lot more notes from clients, but because this is a test, the great part is that I have a lot more freedom. So I can do this in the beginning. I would normally not do it in the beginning. She has a great bone structure. Looking at the shape. Only a little bit, don't tell anyone. This model has like a thing that she does with the lip, like she's angry all the time. I saw that in all of the images. A disgust like mouth. I like this. Okay. Probably the whole clothing is gonna be cropped out, but I'm gonna retouch it anyway, so I don't have to compromise the crop because of a bad line in the clothing. Usually when retouching clothing, you always want like a clean line. The same with the arms. It's not about making the model slimmer or fatter. It's about having a straight line in arms and clothing. And remember, when liquefying, it's always better to use a big brush and just like one move, one push, instead of several moves, because it's gonna make the texture all smudgy if you use it more than once. I'm gonna save the mesh just in case. Not here. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm guessing the final crop is gonna be something like this, like really close. But I did the arm and the body anyway. Okay, now clean. In this case, the background is going to go away. But in case the background is not going to go away, then I want to keep the natural gradient of the background by cloning with a really big brush in an empty layer inwards, right? I'm going to explain why. Because if you try to do it with a small brush, removing hair by hair, then you lose a lot of the real background. So one option is doing it like this, and another option would be painting with the actual colors of the background, like sampling the color next to the hair and painting it. This works as well, but you need to add the noise and match the original noise if you paint it. So then you're gonna hide this and you're gonna paint now, yes, with a small brush, only where it's needed, with white, because that's how masking works. But it's not working. Why is it not working? Okay, I'm gonna do it again. But cloning, not painting. Stupid thought. Someone should clean up the lens every once in a while. I tell that to every photographer, and they always say things like, oh, but yeah, but it takes too long and I have to be without the lens. Yeah, this is better. Where, yeah, I'm using soft brush. It's 100%, right? Yeah. Okay, so I don't understand why it doesn't cover like 100%. Okay, so I'm gonna duplicate it. Am I painting? So here the hair is covered, yeah. Okay, so now I'm hiding it, and now I'm painting back. I'm not painting with white. I'm painting. Ha! Okay, that's it. So I'm not going crazy. I was just painting with a slightly darker color than white. And now everything is okay with the world again. Always remember to leave something of an edge. You don't want to remove all the flying hairs. out of the background, otherwise it's just gonna look really fake. Accidentally shift click. And now I'm gonna zoom out to see if I need to clean up more or less. I think this looks natural. By the way, if this was for an actual campaign, they will probably make me remove that too, the natural edge. But if I'm going to pitch something, I'm going to pitch something that is within my taste, and then the agency can ruin it like they ruin pretty much every image. I always say that advertising agencies are the enemy of photography. You can quote me on that one. Okay, sorry about reading the questions really late, but I'm not looking at the chat in the screen, I'm looking at the chat in the phone, so you don't have to see it twice. Guido, usually the client doesn't do any tones, but they give you references and stuff. But Juan is very special because he did his own retouching for a long time. So he has a very clear idea of what he wants, and he shoots, the light he uses is already thought out for the post-processing he's going to do. So in the case of Juan files, I always ask him before I change anything, because sometimes what he does is very specific and there is usually a good reason for it, and honestly it's weird that I don't agree with him now. I mean, we used to disagree in tones a lot, but both of us have changed quite a bit, and now we are in very similar taste. We have very similar taste, so I do like what he does, and if I change something, he usually likes what I changed. Cool, doesn't look cut out. The worst thing that you can do to a file like this is making it look cut out. It's not something that you can fix later, like painting hair in. That's not the way it works. I know a lot of people say that, but that's not the way it works. Well, no, I think we both learned. I learned to appreciate contrast, and you learned to create that contrast without affecting the quality of the image. So we both had a learning process. Usually when I criticize the photographer, he's not there to listen to me. This trimming thing is I think this is the ear, the back ear, but it looks like she has a tumor on top of her eye, so bye-bye ear. Whoever missed the first 10 minutes, we looked over the files with the photographer because he sent me 2 images, but I wanted to see more images to see if I could find any other image that was better to do what he wanted. So I asked him a few more raw files. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in now because I really doubt that I did that right from the far. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, so now with a really hard brush, I'm gonna bring back some. Okay, so the files are up, so I'm going to download them. Wait, just in case. Oh. So again, I think it gives a lot better results to clone in a lot and then erase or show whatever you think would look realistic, instead of trying to clone each hair out, because you lose a lot of the integrity, of the background, especially if there is a gradient. There isn't in this case, but I did it like this anyway because that's the way I do it. That's the way you do it. Money for nothing and the girls for free. Really sorry about my singing. Yeah, it looks better without the ear. That ear there was weird. And this is gonna make the masking a lot easier. So actually, for the sake of the PSD, I'm gonna leave it cloning outside in to remove hair on background. There we go. Cloning. There we go. So in the background, by the way, I'm gonna save this because people, when you're working on commercial things, save every half an hour. Save. I've fucked up enough to know that you need to do it very often, because you never know. I live in South America, when your light is gonna go off, your power, or when one of your discs is gonna decide to blow up. So, just in case. Or when you're gonna accidentally erase something. Money for nothing and the girls for free. Okay, let's do softer. Again, the same principle applies. You don't want to remove all the hair, otherwise it's gonna start looking fake really soon. So I'm going to sneeze in like 2 minutes. So if you want to lower your volume, money for nothing and chicks for free. No, it's lighter. Oh. Money for nothing and chicks for free. No, I can't stop thinking of that song. Mm-hmm. Cool. I've switched from cloning to healing because I want to replace the hair texture with skin texture. Money for nothing and the chicks for free. Okay, dodge and burn. I'm gonna dodge and burn that. Okay, so I've cleaned up the edge. I'm gonna save this again, and I'm gonna see the files that I've downloaded. Just for making this clearer. I always add the text extras when I'm doing this. And now let's see. This one, the problem was the curl was too pronounced to put it on this on my main one that I can't find now. Wait, why? Did I leave one out? Just replace it. Money for nothing and the cheeks for free. There. So this is going to be my compare. There. And now I can see, I think this would work better than this because of the curl. But I do like this curl, so I'm gonna keep both. So I'm gonna copy the tones. Oh, that's not mine. Yeah, that's not mine. Shoot. Apply adjustments. That's mine. So apply the tones to this one. And let's see the other ones. Money for nothing and the cheeks for free. It's nice too. I think the curl is gonna create issues as well. I think this is a better option. This one too. Okay, I'm gonna take this too. Make sure, yeah, sharpening. Okay, cool. Remove. No, shit. But never mind. You already have it converted. Edit with Photoshop. Okay, and this is how you composite several images into one. They have to be from the same shoot, and they usually are. Uh-oh. Am I reading the chat? Is the last thing on the chat? So it is yours, Salve, already? Is that the last thing on the chat? Am I reading the right chat? Or is it in delay again? I don't trust it. You see? Oh yeah, it's the same. Okay, cool. So I'm going to this is my extra hair, and I'm going to put it here. 1 and 2. So extra hair 2. I did with the same image. Yeah, this is more efficient. Extra hair 3. It's a bit smaller because of the crop I did, but shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so what you do is we have this file, and I need to replace these curls going in with curls going out. So, oh, actually I didn't need to transform it. Yeah, let's go back. There. Yeah, I didn't need to transform it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the lines of the actual retouch, of the actual image. So my lines, in this case, by the way, this is like the scheme designer, okay? I don't actually draw lines, okay? This I'm doing for you, not for me. So this is the line of the hair, and this is the end of one of the curls that I like, okay? So why am I doing this? Because I'm going to use those lines to position the other image so it's easier to mask. So I'm going to match the line of the hair, so when I need to mask it, it has the same direction, and see if the new hair matches with the old hair. See, I have to like transform it, move it, and when I've positioned it, I can try a mocha. And see how that looks. Weird. That's... Yeah, you are the one causing the problem, as always. Quick click my mic. Okay. So lines. Some lines are real, some lines are fake. The edge of the line is a real one, and shadows work as fake lines. Behind the shadow, you can have a new beginning of hair. That can be a slightly different luminosity. So I'm going to keep my mask. Sorry about the window open, but it's very hot. So I'm going to keep my mask, but I'm going to move. I'm going to transform my ever so slightly so my lines match, my lines line up. See? Uh-oh. And remember that when I'm doing this, I'm thinking this is for a campaign, because if you're gonna pitch yourself to a client, that's what you want. You don't want the retail work. Okay. So see that I'm varying the size and hardness of my brush constantly. I'm gonna create a path. 40%. Selecting this. And this again. So that's not bad. I need to match the lighting here. So what I would do at this point is to send it to the client, the mock-up, and ask if this is what he had in mind about the curls. Now I'm thinking it looks a bit too big, but because I think he's still online, So Juan, are you online? If that's the shape he was looking for, or if he wanted to do something different. Maybe add like one more curl. Right? This one should be longer. But I think this one might be too similar in lighting to this one, so it's gonna be too obvious. You don't want that. You never want that. So let's see the other image. Ooh, so this one could work. Let's see. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on top, and I'm going to increase the opacity so I can see when I move it around. See? I'm gonna just cut out this part so I can move it easier. But you understand the idea behind this, right? Ooh. There, it might unify it. Let's try. So I have a hole here that I need to unify. Ah, but this is messy. Ooh, shoot. Okay, so let's move it again. Maybe there. This is really trial and error, by the way. Okay, Juan, I was asking if this is what you had in mind with the curls, because usually I would send the client the file but you're here. Oh, I think this might make it too obvious. He wanted to give me real feedback, but I said this is only a streaming. Just say you love it so I can go ahead and keep working. Okay, I don't like I don't like that one, not even as a mock-up. So I'm gonna toss it and try something else. Maybe this. So again, oh, I don't need this. I only need the mic, right? Can you hear me there? Ah, sorry, because it really hurts. Smaller. This is going to be more complicated than I thought. Oh. Okay, let's try that. Because the idea is to only enlarge this curl. Who's brilliant? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm celebrating myself. Okay, that was a good one. Now let's merge it seamlessly. Nope. Again, I'm going to be changing my brush a lot, you know, so from soft to harsh, and the opacity in order to make it blend well. For example, here, I can't leave this skin and this skin. It's not gonna work. So off you go, skin. And I need to blend, I need to have the full opacity of this hair. So I'm gonna paint it fully there. And now, there, I can erase with another hard brush the hair that was covering the tip, like this. And now I'm going to use, I think, a big hard brush but lower opacity. Yeah, that works. And now I go back to this because this is the one with the hard edge here, and I'm gonna give it a softer edge. So it blends with the new hair better. Yeah, that was a mistake. So no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a fake shadow. Okay, so maybe a bit of a softer edge and a bit of a shadow. Let's do both. Let's make sure there's no leftover. So remember, this needs to be very manual because no matter at what zoom level the client sees this, it has to look perfect. So the blending of the two images needs to be perfect. So maybe let's do a luminosity mask to erase the skin. Oh, I'm painting in white. Okay, so this, yeah, needs to go. This blends well. This still a bit obvious, that is not. So let's erase it and add a bit of shadow here. It needs to be more red, the shadow. So let's remove some of the green. There. And now this part has the bad skin. So I'm gonna use this edge. By the way, I only call it edges because I can't think of another way to call it. So if you have a different name, I'm open for suggestions. Okay, and now let's see up here. I think fading the selection just a bit, letting this shadow end and this highlight. Oh, it ends there, so never mind. So this would be fake here. What do you think? Blends quite well. It's impossible to tell. Oh yeah, here I need to. I'm gonna draw some hair on top, and I'm gonna do it now so you can see how you blend in fake hair. Small brush. I think it's too even now, so let's add a few longer ones. Nice. Remember, every time you draw, and now it looks blended. Here I need to add some hairs here so they fall over the skin. Too much. Why? No. Oh, it goes yellow instead of darker. Okay, let's do it with a curve. So darker and more red. Come on. Noise. I added noise to the curve instead of the hair. Okay. Over here we have the different skin as well. So I need to mask it out from this one. I don't mask it out completely. I use low opacity and just remove it so it's not obvious. Wait. Yeah, it's from this one. Yep. And now all joints are perfect. Okay, let's see, up. Here there's some like movement in the hair, but it's very noticeable. Let's see. but I can sharpen it. So I don't want to merge this curve because I want you to be able to see it. So let's do this. So select this, Command CB, there. Filter high pass, just 1 point. Overlay and blend it. But I don't need it anywhere, everywhere. I just need it some places. Probably in your screen you can't really see what I'm doing or why. But in the places that I blended, some of the hair looks a bit with less focus than the original hair, so it doesn't blend well. The rest looks fine. So normally I would merge this group, the fake hair group, but because I want to upload the PSD, then I'm gonna leave it like this. Different kinds of blur, Seb. Okay, so in this case, because I'm working with a composite and oh wait, this is draw hair. It's only a bit, like if you don't zoom in really close, you don't see it. So extra hair. So I'm gonna have to retouch like the flying hairs out of each layer, so they are all cleaned separately in case the client in the end changes its mind. For example, if I have to clone this, I would clone it from the corresponding layer, which is, yeah, this one. So I need to clean that one. And now that the composite is ready, by the way, at this point that I added more hair, I would send it again to the photographer, like literally do a screen grab like this and send it so they can see the shape. So Juan, as long as you're still online, you can tell me if the image works for you now. I really like it. I'm really happy with it, with the shape of the new hair. I think it looks much better like this. Someone asked about the downloads. Dixon Retouch. Okay, so the problem is that I pay for 2 terabytes of download, and people used my monthly download ability, which is the plus, in 10 days. So that's terrible, and I won't be able to host the PSDs when I'm actually working because I need to use it for client files. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find an alternative solution for the files that I share with you guys here in the streamings. And I don't know, maybe like set up a pay my server kind of thing. So people can chime in with like $1 and we can all pay for the server. I'm not gonna pay for a different server just for files that people can download. So I don't know. I still haven't solved it. Do you have unlimited downloads, Juan? Okay, Okay, so it's already 6 p.m. so I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning, each in its own layer. This hair looks like I painted it. So have you guys ever seen how this kind of things are done? You know, like ever since I did my first commercial work for hair companies, I told all my female friends, just don't trust anything you see. Don't trust anything, because none of that is real. That's not how hair looks like. No one has that amount of hair. Okay, so I'm gonna do some empty layer clone. In the places where I need to make two hair collide, I'm just gonna do it on an empty layer. Remember that on empty layers, the blending modes of the brush don't work. So if you want to use a blending mode on an empty layer, you need to blend the actual layer. I'm gonna use it in normal this time, because all I want to do is blend this part better. So I don't need darkening or lightening. I just need to be really creative. Okay, so this curve, I'm gonna have to do something about this. Maybe, okay, so I'm gonna cheat. I bet you already know what I'm going to do. I'm gonna bring back the actual hair, but only to blend it on the edge. Oh, I did it wrong. I know how. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this in 100% and I'm going to draw this edge. Ugh. So this is where the fake edge is. And now I'm gonna transform this see if that works better. Yeah, I think that's gonna work better. Okay, maybe not here, but here. Okay. And for those of you thinking hair retouching is painful, yes, it is. Yes, it is. But now it looks better blended. Now, yeah. Come on. Yeah, I need to do it darker. Normal talking, yeah, talking. Okay, so these hairs are from this layer, so I'm gonna keep cleaning here. If I keep the cloning inside its own layer, if the client, in this case one, asks me to remove that bit of added hair, then all the retouching that I did on that hair goes away with it. So it's always good to keep the retouching of each layer, when it's a composite, on its own layer, or at least in the same layer group. Okay, you want to see the before and after for those of you joining now? So I have bits of hair from different images and the cloning I did in the background, and all together creates this. And the rest is simply cleaning. So I know I already showed how to do this, but people asked to see hair retouching, and so now you have it. I'm also thinking of doing a beginner's Tuesday. So not this Tuesday, of course, but maybe starting next month. Beginner's Tuesday. So I can do one Tuesday. It's all about masking, you know, from black hides white shows and how to turn selections into channels, and how to turn channels into selections, and how to turn channels or selections into masks, how to save and combine selections to create masks, and how to create masks from channels, So I think I can do like the whole masking thing without covering advanced masking, only basic until maybe get into luminosity masking, and that's it, but not like advanced masking techniques, only for people who still paint in adjustments. What do you think of Beginners Tuesday? I I actually got the idea because I saw this. Someone linked me to a retoucher that does bulk retouching, and I haven't done bulk retouching in years. So I actually picked up a few tricks. You know, when time is rushing, the guy had a lot of like tricks and actions to do things, and I thought it was good to see a beginner's retouch tutorial again. It wasn't a tutorial. I mean, he was doing things and explaining, but I thought it was interesting. If I can learn from a beginner retoucher, then people can learn from beginners' techniques, and it's also good if you want to know if what you're doing is good. Wait, I forgot to duplicate it to see the before and after. Okay, so this is this, yeah. Here I can see different focus as well, so I'm gonna sharpen this a bit, only in the edge. Okay, that works. And the hair that I drew, where is the drawing, darkening? Okay, so I erased the hair. Yeah, I did. Okay, I need to draw it again. Draw. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what happened. Like, I literally have no idea what happened. No. What's Control off? Why is the eraser? There we go. distracted. Noise, add noise to blur. Too much. Blur. Apply. Okay. That's better. So empty layer cloning. In back. By the way, the little joke that Juan made about can we see other options, that's not really a joke, that's what an agency would have answered. It doesn't matter if they love it, by the way. If there is a possibility to see another version, they will ask for another version. So Juan is not so funny when it's real. Okay, so do you have any questions? Oh, it's gonna look so pretty when I'm done. No, well, it depends. If it's only a mock-up, yes, I could. But in this case, there isn't a lot of other options. So I would ask them exactly what they want to see. Like, I would test them. So yeah, sure. So exactly what you don't like. What would you like to see different? Because I don't really have a lot of images or a lot of options of how to shape the hair. So I would make them maybe draw it, what shape do you want? But I wouldn't guess what they want. Okay, so it's already, wow, okay. So if you don't have any more questions, I'm going to leave it for today and keep working on it tomorrow. Just more hours of cleaning hair. And also, if you would like to see me doing something else, you can always complain in the chat right now, and I won't finish this image while streaming. I can do it in the morning and just show the progress in the afternoon. I think I'm gonna do that because I can't make you watch of like another 2 hours of hair retouching. So anyway, sorry for those of you who were late. And if you don't have any questions, I'm going to give you like another minute. The download for beauty poses is not working, really? Let's check. In the fact, right? Let's meet me here. Beauty. Yes, it is. It's working. The thing is, it's a lot of images, so you need to give it a minute. But it is working. And wait. What's the other thing? Yeah, the files. Yeah, the files are there, but the downloading is over. Or you can wait until next month, you know? It's just a few more days, and then next month it restarts and you can download whatever you want. Okay, thank you for watching, and remember, you have the frequently asked questions in English and Spanish. Now my bot answers the questions. So if you ask me why healing and cloning and not the spot healing, the chat will answer. And if you ask me why I use opacity instead of flow, the chat will answer. And if you ask me what was the other one, yeah, what's the name of the group, the chat will answer, and all things like that. And that's why Streamlabs answered you, Dixon Retouch, because you said PSD. So the chat now answers everything. I need to set up the question, where is Kelly, by the way. Every time someone mentions Kelly, it gives you the link that you have to send the information to, you know, the where is Kelly. The clues at whereiskelly.com. That Kelly, she never came back. I think I scared the shit out of her. Anyway, see you tomorrow, people. Bye bye.